Once you've taken photos, these are instructions for picking out your best photos, getting them ready to go, and submitting them so we can decide whether we want to publish them or not. Once you log in, you'll need to go click on Mimosa. That's our server. You'll double click on that, and a screen will pop up here asking for a login. We will do the JStudent001 login and our password, which you don't get to see, but you should know. Once you've gotten that in there, you click connect and you should see this pop up, Holmes Journalism. So it's another server, specifically Holmes Journalism. Then you can open that up and we have this list here. These are the folders that are in there right now. What you would look at is look under the photographers folder and you will see a list. Sometimes it will be longer than this, sometimes it will be shorter than this, of recent shoots that have taken place. And you'll see your name at the end, you'll see a descriptor and a date. At this point, if you don't have Adobe Bridge down in the control panel on the bottom, you're going to need to go to the Macintosh hard drive, the Macintosh HD, click on that, open up Applications, look through the Adobe applications so you find Adobe Bridge, and then double click and open Adobe Bridge. Once Bridge is open, you should see something like this, where you actually can go through and find exactly the file you're looking to work with. So the shoot file I'm looking for is under Holmes Journalism Server, it's under Photographers, and I'm going to work with Varsity Volleyball here, completed by Maria. So when I double click and open it, it's going to load thumbnails of these pictures. And before you even start looking through your photos, you're going to select all. You're going to go here and you're going to click on Edit, Select All, and it's going to select all these photos. And then you're going to go to Tools, Batch Rename. This is before you look at anything. You're going to go to Batch Rename. Then this screen will come up. When you see this screen, it might be set on something like this, default, right? You're going to be able to change some of these things. You're going to make sure that rename in the same folder is checked. It's going to ask for new file names, what you want to call it. The first text box should be whatever it is you're shooting. So in this case, I'm going to do an abbreviation for Varsity Volleyball. I'm going to do VAR VB. Okay. Then it's going to ask the date, time, and you're going to leave it on date created. And then pick the one, let's do month, day, year. That's the one we want to see. And then it asks for a second text box, and it already has a little underscore there, and that's fine. And in this one, you're going to put your name, the photographer. So in this case, it's Maria. And then the sequence number starting at 1 is fine. 4 digits is fine. You can leave all this the same. So every file that is going to get renamed from image and a number to Varsity VB, it'll have the date that it was created, and it'll have underscore the photographer's name along with a sequence number. So each photo will be numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So we want to go ahead and say rename. So you can notice now all these photos are renamed in that sequence. So you don't have to worry about naming each individual photo. They're all renamed and ready to go. If you go over here on the screen now, when you click on a photo, you'll be able to see in the preview screen what's going on in that photo and look at them. Now, because you turned the camera into me, I already have a whole copy, actually 2 copies of your entire shoot that I will keep in case we want to go back to this, you missed a photo, or we need to go back and grab it. I keep that. When you turn in the camera, I get a copy of that and hang on to it. So we have every photo we took for the whole year. This particular shoot has about 612 photos in it. So we do not want all of those photos. You maybe want to pick out 10, maybe 15 of your best photos from this shoot. If you had 1,000 pictures, maybe 20, right? Maybe 30. You're being very selective. You're trying to choose a variety of great photos. You're thinking about all the things we learned when we learned about photography. You're thinking about what makes a photo good, which pictures tell a story, they have faces and emotion, or capture action. You want to give me pictures that have a variety of people in them, so that when we decide to use them for yearbook, it's not all of the same person doing the same thing. Just lots of great photos. Give me a variety of good stuff you did. Remember what makes a great photo. The easiest way to know which ones you're choosing here is to go through the shoot, and when you find a photo you like I like this photo here because of the faces, emotion, and reaction, I'm going to go to label, and I'm going to label it as a 5-star photo. I like that photo a lot. You'll notice the stars pop up down here. So for the photos that I'm going to submit, I'm going to make sure, and I'm just kind of doing this randomly right now as an example, that I label them as 5-star photos. I go through, okay, I have the ones I want to submit, and I'm labeling them as 5-star photos. So now when you're scrolling through here, you should be able to see on here where you've rated a photo as a 5-star photo, because underneath it will say 5 and have a star, for instance right here. That's how you can tell which ones you've labeled and which ones you haven't. So for the ones that you've labeled as 5 stars that you're going to submit, you actually have one more step to do, and that's here in the IPTC core metadata. You don't have to fill all this out. What I'm looking for is right here, the description. You'll simply click on that, and as we've learned about captions, you will write a caption. The caption needs to include, it should include who is in the picture, first names, last names, grade levels, what position they play. It should include what the picture's about, when, where, why, and how. Make sure your caption follows the 7 rules for action captions, and if you don't remember how to write captions, you can grab one of those sheets for me or look up one of our videos about caption writing. Once you've selected those photos and you have captions written in the metadata, you need to make sure you apply that. You're going to click the green arrow and say apply, so that way it saves your caption, and then you need to submit them. So you'll go back to the server, Holmes Journalism, and there's a photo submission folder. You'll open that up, and just about every single thing that a photo could be about on this campus is listed here. There's a reason for this. When we need a picture of freshman boys basketball, this is the folder we go to, so on and so forth. All you need to do to submit a photo is you find, we're looking at varsity volleyball, so we're going to go down to varsity volleyball, and we're going to drag this photo over and drop it into varsity volleyball. And as you can see, now it's in that folder. And now we can go through and choose to use that one if we want. The last step to this is key. Once you've submitted the photos you want to submit, it is your responsibility to open Holmes Journalism back up, to go back to the photographers folder, and you're going to drag your folder that you just went through and picked out the good ones from. You're going to drag and throw it away off the server. Don't throw anyone else's away. You're going to say delete, and now that is gone. The reason you need to delete is to free up room on the server. There should never be too many shoots listed in this photographers folder, because once you've gone through that shoot and it's out of the photographers folder, I know you've completed your task. So every time you go on a shoot and you get your shoot back, this is how you submit your photos. Make sure to pick out your best ones and get your work published.